Alright guys, we're here with Robbie Phoenix, Haas Hogg, Ruby Reyes, and Tyler Bateman. Today was our first beginners class. What'd you guys think?
Man, these guys, they put in the work today. You know, always the first day, it's always the hardest because that's where you get tested on just exactly how good a shape you are or how bad a shape you are. We had some people who had to sit out and maybe take some time, but they came back strong and they showed their fighting spirit tonight.
These guys brought it. I hope they all make it. I see a lot of potential in everybody. There's a couple of vomiters, but let's see how they go.
There was a couple of vomiters. Even from the girls that were here, we had a couple of vomiters. But we went out there, we talked to them, and they came back in, and they kept going through it like a trooper. And you know, I think that's the point, is that we're there for them, and in the end, they're still chasing their dream.
I'd say this much about them: they kept pushing. They didn't stop. You could tell they wanted to, but they didn't give up. They dug down. They realized you can't quit on yourself, and we don't quit on each other.
All right, hey, and how many do you think are going to return?
How many do I think are going to return? I'm hoping all of them.
Hoping all of them.
They all put in the work. I mean,
so do you feel
the
like
hardest day.
Do you feel like you got a good crew right here?
Honestly, yes, I do. I think we got a really good crew today.
I honestly think so.
You know, it is. Again, we topped ourselves by breaking our own record of how many students signed up today and started. So, man, and they all, like I said, no one quit. They all put in the work. This is the hardest day with the first day, so I'm hoping they all come back because, you know, not many times you get to live your dream.
All right, let me ask you guys this. In professional wrestling training, what was one of the hardest things you guys had to like overcome? What did you guys struggle with?
2000 natural. Shoot, that's deep. I didn't know. Honestly, I think my hardest thing was I guess because when I first started, I did karate and boxing. So I think the hardest thing I had to do was transition on how to do a pro wrestling punch than a boxing punch. That was the only problem I had.
I would say the rolls were the hardest thing for me. I would always go to my side instead of going straight forward. So I think that's the hardest thing I ever overcame in training.
I had two hardest things. At first, when I started training at Santino Brothers, I was taking about 2.5 hour drive to get here 3 days a week because I was living up in Ventura County, and I would actually drive down to LA to come. So that was hard for one. For number two is I'm not a trusting person, and to trust, you know, my brothers with my body and to understand that they're going to take care of me and I'm going to be okay, that was my hard point.
Believe it or not, when I started, I was leaner than I am now. So hard to imagine. I saw the face.
Whoa!
I saw the face. So actually.
So you look like Eli, but tall.
Yeah, a real. I'd say closer to a Killer Mike or an Elliot.
Ah, okay.
But learning to control your body, like the rolls and hitting the ropes and the bumps they were hard, but they weren't overly difficult. But it was the not flailing about and like controlling, actual body control came with time and repetition.
One thing right off the bat, if you had one thing to tell a new student, hopefully they're all different. We have 4 different people. What would you tell them? Like, what was the most important thing?
The most important?
Yeah, one of the most important things. Like one thing Chaos just said, shake everyone's hand.
Yeah.
I mean, that could get you fired for certain promotion.
That can get you blackballed.
So okay, so what would be the second?
The second thing I would say, shut your mouth, open your ears.
Same, just listen to every critique that everybody has to tell you, and just listen to every new thing you're gonna learn.
Mine's more focused at women, and they'll tell you you can't. They'll tell you you can't because you're not a guy, but guess what? You can.
Don't but and tuck your damn chin.
Oh yeah, Manga, that's my pet peeve for you students out there. When I tell you something, don't say I know, because you don't know. Because if you knew, I wouldn't be telling you. Thank you.
What was one of the proudest moments in your wrestling career?
One of my proudest moments? One of my proudest moments, probably the proudest moment to date, was this past Friday when I tagged with my son Haas Hogg.
Same here. I've always grew up watching everybody wrestle, and it was an honor to tag with Robbie Phoenix, my father.
Honestly, it was about a couple months ago when I got to wrestle Willie Mack for the AWS Heavyweight Championship.
It was touching and a little embarrassing this past Saturday at AWS. I mean, they presented the Internet Awards, so whatever, but just being presented with something in front of a crowd and then having B-Boy call me back out to the crowd in front of everyone and put like a public stamp of approval. It was interesting.
As a trainer today, Robbie, of seeing of all the students, as a trainer, what was one of your proudest moments seeing one of your guys that you train accomplish something?
First couple of things was watching Asst and Eli Everfly when they debuted. They worked really hard, and I worked hard with them, and just watching them flourish into what they are today. And then another proud moment was another guy that I trained, BC Killer, become the Santino Brothers submissions champion.
Dan, you train. You've been an assistant trainer here for a while, and being a trainer, what was one of your proudest moments of seeing? Maybe it was like you taught him a body slam or whatever. What was your proudest moment as a trainer?
Training with Oliver. He was a hard person to teach rolls, but this past week I taught him how to go over straight with a forward roll, back roll, and quarter rolls. And that's the one thing that made me proud, is that he finally did it.
Ruby, you're here most of the time, helping out, assisting training, and making sure these guys get a proper technique. What was one of your proudest moments as a trainer here?
Honestly, recently we've been talking to one of the girls who used to come to train, and she fell out for a while. She came to open ring, and we were going over her rolls with her again, and seeing her come in today to the beginner's course and nail those rolls down when they started doing it, that was a pretty highlight for me.
Tyler? What was one of your proudest moments as a trainer, or, helping out here?
Most of the stuff she's done, because before she came here, and granted wasn't good, and almost all her polish and everything came from Robbie and Joey, and then everyone else who we met here. But a lot of the initial stuff, teaching her how to bump and hit the ropes, and watching what she's done and watching where her career is going, is cool for me.
Guys, any final words before we take it home?
Man, for all you students, keep that fighting spirit up. Don't give up. Don't quit, because we ain't gonna quit on you.
Beginners, keep up the good work. I'll see you Saturday.
Again, for the girls, I will be the one who rides you hard, but in the end, I'll also be the one that can help you the most.
If you have to clear your mind, clear your air, clear your stomach, just don't give up.
All right, guys, that was the crew right there. That was Robbie, Haas, Ruby, and Tyler. Don't forget to check out SantinoBrothers.net. This is Mongo, and I'll catch you guys later.